Hello, I'm Marbin from the band Marbin. Over the last couple of months, people have been asking us about how we deal with the business side of what we do. We're a touring band, we play every day, we make our living playing. And we decided to compile a series of videos explaining exactly how we book, how we make money, how we avoid spending money, and we're going to go in depth into the varied subjects that go into that over the next couple of weeks. We'll start posting more and more videos. So sign up for our YouTube and we'll explain to you how we transformed from a band that makes $100 a month for a quartet to a full-time business. This isn't a way to get rich, but this is a way to turn what you do, which is playing music for people, into a job. So I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, this video is about booking. Now before we get into real booking, one quick thing is that you need to understand that there are two types of shows. Type number one is door deals. Door deals require you to have a following, to have a draw. Now, if you're starting out, or if you've never been to that part of the US, we thought we were famous when we first started out playing, but we found out that we weren't, because you go there and no one shows up. And even if you invest some money in publicity, put your name in the paper, no one knows what that name means, because they just don't know you and they're not going to come. So since you're not going to be making any money doing that, then you're not going to be able to support the band. That's not going to work. You have to pursue basically the other type of show, which is what we call entertainment shows. Those usually pay a guarantee. The idea behind those shows is somewhere there's a bar full of people. Your job is to go there and to entertain them for a few hours, keep them there, keep them drinking. My band Marbin, we play original instrumental music, and we're able to do this, and this is what we started out doing. Now these kind of shows pay typically about $500 for a weekend. They can pay up to like $300 for a weekday, which is a good chunk of what the bar makes. And you'll also find that the kind of venue owners that will pay you that are usually nice to deal with. Those people kind of know music, and people come to the bar because they bring quality acts in a good case. So that's how you compile the names, numbers, all the information you need about the venues. Now, the first thing you need to understand is that it needs to be organized, very organized. We use Excel, and there's information that you need to have. So what typically we would do is we would sort in Excel the list based on, first of all, state, whether it's in Alabama or Mississippi or Illinois or whatever, and it's alphabetized. And then you need to compile the following information: the city that it's in, the name of the venue, the phone number for the venue, the email for the booker, the name of the booker, the days of the week that they have shows, because some venues only have shows Friday, some will always only have shows Tuesday. And then in addition to that, we kind of put a little section for notes, meaning if we book a show, we say, or they tell us like it's a door deal, or it's 20% of the total sales, or whatever, we just put a thing for notes. Part two. How do you find the information? How do you compile the list? Where do you look for venues? Okay. Google is kind of useless for this. You're basically gonna find the venues that promote themselves using Google Ads if you just search for, like, let's say live music, Athens, Georgia. It's actually going to be very difficult to find the good venues that pay good money, to the bands. And the way you really do this is by looking at bands that do get paid. Meaning, if you look at us, if you look at our website, or look at another band you might know that, someone told you I made $500. So it's like, okay, I know that venue pays. So then you go to that venue's website and you see the bands that play at that venue. They usually, just look at their calendar. And then you go to those bands' website and see other venues that they play at. Because bands that make money usually are people that need to make money to survive. And they're not just kind of local kids, or a band that doesn't care and just takes door deals left and right. You need to kind of compile a list of places that are good for you, good for your style of music, that will pay you, that will sustain you. Guarantees are very important. You need to know you're making that money to cover your expenses. Another part of the list is calling. After you get the name of the venue, you can just Google the phone number and you call the venue. And you're not always going to find the booker. Actually, you're going to have a hard time finding the booker. You need to be very persistent and keep calling day after day after day after day till you do. But you will be able to gather information to fill your list. Like, let's say right now you found a venue called the Red Line Tap in Chicago, so you filled up in Excel, Red Line Tap, Chicago, phone number. You don't know the name of the booker, so the bartender or the waitress is gonna answer the phone and you're gonna say, hello, my name is blah blah blah, may I please speak to whoever books the shows. Then she's gonna be like, Mike is not in, or Mike is in Wednesday 10 to 11 or something like that. So you're like, okay, I know it's Mike, so next time I call I'm gonna say, hello, may I please speak to Mike. You know, and when you talk to Mike, it's hello Mike, more personal. You fill up, you fill up more information. The other thing that I always ask is, which days of the week do you guys have live music, and do you have the email for the booker? Right. Next part, the email. What should be in the email? A lot of booking agents say that they don't want you to call; they just want you to email. A lot of people, a lot of venues, don't actually have a booking agent on premise. They just have an email. Phone is better. We are, as much as this is a digital revolution and social media and all this stuff, at the end of the day, it takes a second. You're dealing with people. So people, are still very, very, they're like you and me. It's like if you get a call, it's like, hey, I'm Danny, can you do this for me? It's really simple for them. They need to put it in. So we find that about 90% of the shows that we have booked were done by phone, at least initially. If you have like a relationship going, if you had a good show, next time you send an email, they'll write you back, oh, I have that date, Danny, we're friends already, everything's great. But initially, phone does help. In any case, most of the time you are going to have to send an email. So there are things that you definitely need to make sure you include in that email. Most important, subject line. Write the name of the band, write the date you're looking for. That is so important. That's how it sorts itself on the computer. It pops out if they're looking for a specific date. They see it right in front of them. That's really important. Have links to your music. That's pretty obvious. Repeat in the email the date that you're looking for. All the relevant information definitely needs to be there. Other than that, have your contact info, and don't lie about your draw. You can't lie about the draw. Don't promise anything that you can't keep. If you can bring 20 people, say you can bring 20 people. If you can bring 100 people, say it. If no one's coming out, say that you'll do your best to promote the show. And also keep it as short as possible, but not any shorter. Keep all the information there, but no one's going to read a scroll. If it's over half a page, forget about it. That's about as long as you want to keep an email. And lastly, after the email is sent, a day or two after, follow up. People forget about you. Bookers get dozens of emails every day, 50, 100. Good venues get hundreds of emails every day. So don't forget to follow up by phone, by email. You have to be persistent. This is a full-time job. Some people do this for a living, and you're going to do it for your own band, and this is how your band makes money. So be serious about it, and don't care about nagging. This is your livelihood. So I call every day. If I need this show, I'm gonna be on the phone every day, and till they give it to me or till they say no. All right. Now let's say that you are able to talk to the booker by phone. Now, the one thing about booking that you need to understand is that it's not a process. For the booker, it's 1 second. He has a calendar. Most of them don't even have it on a computer. They have it on an old school piece of paper, like any kind of real calendar. And for a lot of them, it's just writing your name in with a marker. Now, it's really a pitch, it's a sale. I tell them like, hello, my band Marbin, we're an instrumental band, we play 300 shows a year, we're amazing, blah, blah, blah. And you need to be confident, you need to really think that your band is amazing, and you need to know that it's gonna be good, and it's a good fit, and you're proposing something that's gonna work. If you don't have a draw, don't promise a draw. That's a way to burn yourself every time. But promise to promote it, promise to do this. And now one of two things can happen. Most of the time he's going to give you his email and he's going to say, email me. Even if you have his email him again, because now he has kind of, he has a face to the name. It means more. Most people kind of, just kind of dismiss emails, but now it means something. So send another email. And some people, a lot of the time you'll find, they're standing in front of their calendar and they're just like, oh, that's a hole. It's going to make my job easy if I just book this band. This guy's impressive on the phone. If you speak with enough enthusiasm, if you're a good salesman, you can a lot of the time book the shows without having the guy listen, to your music at all. Most people would want to listen though. So be convincing. Know how much money to ask for. Again, if it's a entertainment kind of place, 500 for a weekend, 300 for a weekday is about the most you can get. Sometimes a little bit more, a little bit less. And have a good pitch. It takes a while to build confidence, and knowing what to say, comes with experience.